Graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on barrel. Get out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
Alrighty, hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very, very fantastic night. Welcome on into another edition of MLB Diamondzone. Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very, very fantastic day. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button as well. Turn on the notification bell icons too, and that way you will know when we do go live. Let's get all the scores up and running. Alrighty, let's go. Alright, so let's go over all the scores right now. So the Reds and Phillies game is over with. The Reds won 6-1. Actually, how about this? Andrew Vaughn just hit a 3-run homer for the Milwaukee Brewers, and now they have made it a 12-1 game. Oh my goodness. All right, so the Guardians, they did beat the Miami Marlins by a score of 4-3. The Blue Jays are up 4-1 against the Chicago Cubs. The Mets, they are winning by a score of 13-5 in the bottom of the 7th. The Royals have a 7-3 lead in the top of the 8th inning against the Washington Nationals. The Brewers now lead it 12-0, as we just mentioned, in the bottom of the 6th inning with 1 out against the Pittsburgh Pirates. This Brewers team is scary, scary good. The White Sox, they're down 1-0 against the Detroit Tigers. The Rockies, they lead at 2-0 in the top of the 5th inning. The Rangers have a 2-1 lead in the top of the 5th against the Arizona Diamondbacks. And the Red Sox, they lead at 2-0 against the Houston Astros. In 5 minutes, we got the Dodgers taking on the Angels. We also have the Padres taking on the Giants at 9:45. And then the Rays and A's will be on at 10:05 p.m. Eastern Time. A lot of baseball going on right now. And nonstop baseball starts off right now on Play-by-Play with JJ. Let's go. Very, very nice. And look at this. Diamond Zone gave me a notification and said that I was on. That's great. All right, so while we are looking around for different scores, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go to the Nationals game really quickly because there's a runner on over at first base. And the Nationals have the tying run on deck. So we'll go to that game really quickly. They're actually in a break as we speak. So we'll come back over to that. The Colorado Rockies, they have a 2-0 lead against the St. Louis Cardinals. The Blue Jays are going to the bottom of the 8th inning. When they go to the 9th inning, we'll go check up on the Chicago Cubs. The Yankees, let's go over there right now. The New York Yankees are up. They have bases loaded, and they are taking on the Minnesota Twins. So we'll head on by to see how the Yankees are doing. Again, they're in the bottom of the 7th inning with the bases juiced, and Cody Bellinger is up at the plate. The count is 2-2 to him. All right, so where is the Yankees game? Here it is. The 2-2 to Bellinger. And that's low and inside for ball 3 to Cody. Bellinger tonight 0 for 4. He's facing Hatch, who's on the mound for the Minnesota Twins. 98 pitches, 5 runs allowed for him. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes to Cody Bellinger with 2 gone in the bottom of the 7th. The 3-2 to Belly, and he takes it down low for ball 4. And there's an RBI walk. by Cody Bellinger. All right. And that is going to be it for Hatch. So Hatch, his night is done. There's going to be a move made over to the pen. And with that, let's go back over to the Washington Nationals game as we speak. Well, they just got out of their inning, so they're going to the bottom of the 7th. All right. So what else should we go to? Rockies have 2 runners on in the top of the 5th inning as they take on the St. Louis Cardinals. Again, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell icons too, and that way you will know when we do go live. We are on for nonstop baseball. It's called MLB Diamondzone. We have a lot of fun. It's a great time. And, yeah, a lot of games going on right now, so it's kind of hard to pick and choose where to go to. So we're going to go to the Rockies game, because why the heck not? Rockies taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. Dalton Varsho just hit a home run out to right field for the Toronto Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays extended their lead 5-1 in the bottom of the 8th against the Chicago Cubs. These Blue Jays are just red hot. They have 11 hits in this game. All right. That's not the game that I wanted to go to. I wanted to go to the Cardinals-Rockies game. That's where we're going to go to right now. Cardinals and Rockies. Okay. They're in the top of the 5th. Swanson is pitching for St. Louis. And he just struck out the Rockies hitter for out number 1. That was Fulford. So 1 away in the top of the 5th. Again, a lot of baseball going on right now. You can see the tickers down below. Braves are down 13-5. The Tigers lead it 1-0. We can also go over there. There's a diamond alert going on there. We could do that. They're in the bottom of the 4th. Let's actually do that right now. All right, so we'll go to the Tigers game and go check up on Detroit. Okay. Where are they? Just throwing myself into the fire, and this is what happens. That's just what happens. There's a fly ball. This one's hit out to center field. On the run to make the catch is Wencio Perez, and the White Sox were trying to make some noise, and they're going to the top of the 5th inning. All right. 1-0 Detroit is the score. Would I get a tattoo if the Phillies win the World Series this year? Nope. I don't get tattoos. I do not get tattoos. Back to the Rockies-Cardinals game we will go to. We'll do that right now. Rockies just got an RBI single as Brenton Doyle just scored, and that makes it now a 3-0 ball game. What we also could do, and actually I will do this. Nope, never mind. Never mind. All right, so the Rockies game is right here. Good. And then we'll put this game here. 3-0 there. The Yankees are back on. Giancarlo Stanton, who's 3 for 4, is up at the plate as we speak, out in the Bronx. The count is 2-2 to him. And now it's a 3-2 count. Stanton in the box. The 3-2 on the way to Stanton. And he chops it foul over towards the third base side. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell icon too. And that way you will know when we do go live. For all the Phillies games, we also do live look-ins. Call it MLB Diamondzone. And we do Sunday Night Baseball as well. Let's go. Here's the pitch on the way. Fly ball hit out over towards center field. That's going to be caught for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That was from, that was in the Toronto game. 3-2 to Stanton, and he flies this one out to right field. That's going to get down for a base hit, and the New York Yankees are going to open the floodgates. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. And so it's a 2-run single by Giancarlo Stanton to make it now an 8-1 ball game in the Bronx. What a game over there. The Twins unfolding, and the New York Yankees providing a lot of offense. Yankees and Mets combined 21 runs. Just speaking of the New York sports, just wanted to put that out there. So a lot of blowouts going on. The Tigers and White Sox, it's 1-0 over there. But a lot of blowouts, not a lot of close games. The Dodgers and Angels just got started. Red Sox lead at 2-0. They're in the bottom of the 5th. The Rangers are up 2-1. They're in the bottom of the 5th. And Ben Rice is coming up for the Yankees. A.J. Clark, what's going on, A.J.? Will you run up the Rocky Balboa steps shirtless? Probably not. 1 ball, no strikes, and here's the 1-0, and that is inside for ball 2. To Ben Rice. Just trying to keep up with all the games going on right now. It's a lot. 2 balls, no strikes to Ben Rice. And the Yankees have exploded for 8 runs in this game. Okay. What I could also do is I could put this over here, and I can have my laptop in front of me like this. Pena just lined one out to center field for a base hit for the Houston Astros. So if you have him in fantasy baseball, he just got on with a single. 3 balls, 1 strike to Ben Rice. 2 away, bottom of the 7th, and the pitch on the way is taken for a called strike to make it now a 3-2 count. All right, and then we'll put the MLB app over on the phone. Rising Rhino, what is going on? How are you? Thank you so much for stopping on by. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Ben Rice, and time granted to Ben Rice. So we got like 10 games going on right now, and we're just hopping around. That's all that we're doing. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell icons. We got 26 people tuning on in, and we got 13 likes. What is going on? Let's go. Okay. All right, that's the end of the 7th inning. Let's go. All right, so that's the end of the 7th, and we'll go to, what game do we go to now? Mets lead at 13-5. As we mentioned before, the Guardians beat the Marlins by a final score of 4-3. The Orioles, they got shut out. We'll go to the Dodgers game. I know that that's still early on, but we'll head on over to the LA Dodgers game right now as they take on the Angels. And so Freddie Freeman is coming up to the plate. We'll have that game right now. Here it is. I was going to leave, but I decided to write a book. Well, here you are. Here you are writing a book, my friend. Top of the 1st here, runners at the corners. Also, Jeff Hoffman is coming on in for the Toronto Blue Jays. Just wanted to throw that out there, too. Last chance for the Chicago Cubs in their ball game as they go to the 9th inning. We'll stick to to Teoscar Hernandez, who is up at the plate with 1 out. And Teoscar takes strike 1 from Medros, who's pitching for the Angels. Royals are threatening to score. They have runners over at first and second base, the Kansas City Royals, that is. No balls, 2 strikes to Teoscar Hernandez. And time will be called. Okay, so we can escape from this game. We'll put this game over here, Nationals-Royals. They're in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch to Teoscar, line drive, base hit up the middle, and so Shohei Ohtani scores. And we have a 1-0 game. The Dodgers have the lead. And Teoscar Hernandez comes on through. Meanwhile, the Kansas City Royals just got themselves another base hit. Vinny Pasquantino just got on with an RBI double for Kansas City. And so it's an 8-4 game out in Kansas City at Kauffman Stadium. Max Muncy is up. We'll stay here with the Dodgers-Angels game. And the pitch is outside for a ball. Hit that like button, folks. Hit that subscribe button as well. And turn on the notification bell icons. Let's go, baby. Muncy's going to ground this one over towards first base. The tag to first, there's one. The runner, they get him out 2. And the inning is over. So the Dodgers lead it 1-0 as they go to the bottom of the first. And with that, let's go to Salvador Perez's at-bat for the Kansas City Royals as we take a look at a live look-in to his AB right now. He just fouled off the next pitch, and so the count is 0-2. Smash it. Shh. He's here. Shh. Rockabye JJ. No, I'm kidding. No balls, 2 strikes to Sal Perez. Here's the 0-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. And the Nationals, they get out of the inning, but they're going to the top of the 8th out at Kauffman Stadium. With that, we're going to go to the 9th inning out in Toronto. Again, it's a 5-1 game there. And Willie Castro is up at the plate. They just challenged to see whether or not his line drive was a foul ball. It was. The Cubs did win their challenge. Or sorry, the Blue Jays won their challenge. The pitch, it's a foul ball, and the count is 1-2. The Diamondbacks are also up at the plate. There's a Diamond Zone alert going on there. Locklear's up to bat, and he just struck out. Here's the pitch to Castro in the Cubs game. Swing and a miss. Out number 1 recorded in the 9th inning. Cha-ching. Woo! Yeah. We got 4 games on this little Jumbotron. That's pretty nice. 1 gone in the top of the 9th, and Michael Busch comes up, and he takes a called strike. Just at the knees. Okay. No balls, 1 strike to Michael Busch. And the 0-1 to Busch, and he flies this one out over towards straightaway center field. It's playable. It'll be caught on the track, and the catch is made for out number 2. Chicago down to their final out. All righty. Let's go. Final out for the Cubs. It's up to Seiya Suzuki for Chicago. First pitch is a fastball, and that's taken right down the middle for strike 1. We'll go to the Diamondbacks game in just a little bit. The Red Sox also have a runner on over at first base and lead it by a score of 2-0 against the Stros. The 0-1 pitch, that's in there for strike 2. To Seiya Suzuki. No balls, 2 strikes. And time is called by Suzuki. Hoffman gets the signs. The 0-2 on the way. Swing and a foul ball towards the left side. The Diamondbacks trying to score. We're going back to that game right now. 2 outs, top of the 6th. 1-2 to Blaze Alexander. And the next pitch is fouled off. In Suzuki's at bat. Final strike. He's down 2. And the 0-2 is taken outside for ball 1. The 1-2 to Alexander. And that is taken outside for ball 2. Victor Scott just made an awesome catch out in center field for the St. Louis Cardinals. Wow. A lot of action. We can't keep up with it all, but most certainly, this is baseball, folks. Suzuki just foul-tipped a pitch and stayed alive on not even a quarter of a swing for the Cubs. Final strike for Chicago. The 2-2 pitch, check swing. He went around. The ball game is over, and Jeff Hoffman shuts the door. All right, so the Toronto Blue Jays hang on and beat the Chicago Cubs by a final score of 5-1. And we're going to go back to Arlington, Texas, and check up on the Diamondbacks right now. Top of the 6th, 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Diamondbacks trying to tie the game back. The 2-2, and that's chopped foul towards the third base side. It is a foul ball. All right, so now we got to change this, and we got to go back over to MLB Tonight. Here we go. All right. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Blaze Alexander. Three and 2 is the count now. The count is full. And the payoff pitch, it's called strike 3. And the inning is over, and we are going to the bottom of the 6th inning out in Texas. And with that, the inning is over there. The Nationals are certainly making it interesting now. It's an 8-4 game there with a runner on at third. The Padres and Giants just got started. The Padres came up with the first punch, and they have a runner on over at third base with 2 outs. So it's still early there. There's a lot of games going on. Let's tune in to Mike Trout's at bat as the count is 2-1 to Mike. Trout hitting .239 on the season, facing Emmett Sheehan from the LA Dodgers. The 2-1 to Trout. That's down for ball 3. Oh, boy. 3 balls, 1 strike to Mike Trout, and the pitch, line drive, base it out to left field. Trout gets on with a single, and that's going to put runners on over at first and second base. Red Sox are also making it interesting, so we got 3 big updates. The Red Sox lead it 2-0. Ceddanne Rafaela just got on with a single, and there's runners over at first and second out in Houston. Crazy stuff there. The Braves did just lose by a score of 13-5 to the New York Mets. They put on an offensive clinic, New York, that is. Brewers are demolishing the Pirates 12-0. All right. So we'll go back to the Angels game really quickly. A runner on over at first. 3 balls, 1 strike. And that is to Nolan Shanuel. This count is actually 1-0 to Taylor Ward. I apologize. One ball, no strikes to Taylor Ward in the bottom of the first with one out for the Angels. And the 1-0 is taken for a called strike to make the count now 1-1. Red Sox, again, as we mentioned before, they have two runners on base with two outs. We're going to go back and forth between the both of those games right now. The 1-1 to Ward is in there for strike two. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Narvaez, and there's a high fly ball hit out to left field. It's gone! 5-0 Boston! Carlos Narvaez with a bullet out to left field. Ward is up and he lines this one out to left center field for the Angels, and that's going to get down for a base hit. And how about the Angels tying it up 1-1 in the bottom of the first? Crazy. Taylor Ward with a big RBI single to tie it up 1-1. Man. Crazy stuff. Lyle is up for the Nationals with a runner on over at second base. And with two outs in the top of the eighth inning, Nationals trying to get back into the ball game out at Kauffman Stadium. We'll catch you back up on that in just a little bit. But the Boston Red Sox just took a 5-0 lead on a big 3-run homer by Carlos Narvaez. Now, the White Sox are up to bat in the bottom of the fifth. But going back to the Nationals game really quickly, Lyle gets on with a base hit out to center field, drives in a run, and makes it an 8-5 ball game. Nationals, they're not done yet either. CeeLo, you had to take business against those Braves, or against those Mets, and you guys could not do it. You definitely could not do it. Here's Yoan Moncada, and he just lined one out to right field, and that one got down for a base hit too. The Angels take the lead 2-1. A lot of scoring with a lot of games going on this beautiful Major League Baseball night. Wow. So it is an RBI double by Moncada, and he is over at second base. Jack Flaherty pitching for the Detroit Tigers. The count is 2-1 to Curtis Mead. He's looking to try to get on with a base hit. We'll see if he does so. Let's go to that game now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch, it's a foul ball. The Nationals just ended the inning, so they're done as they go to the bottom of the 8th. Joe Adell up for the LA Angels against a 2-1 game. 0-1 pitch to Adell, and he fouls it off. Back to the White Sox game really quickly. The 2-2, fly ball, hit over towards shallow left field. That's going to get down for a base hit, and the White Sox are going to tie the knot. 1-1 in the bottom of the 5th off of Jack Flaherty. That was a bloop single by Curtis Mead. Put the ball in play and made good contact with the ball. In the Angels game, Adele with the 1-2. He grounds this one over to shortstop. This will get a run home. The throw to first. That's in time. And so the Angels do get another run. And now lead it 3-1 in the bottom of the first. Okay. Other scores right now. The Giants are down 1-0. They're in the bottom of the first inning. White Sox just tied it up on a bloop single. We'll go back over there. Angels have a 3-1 lead. The Rangers, don't forget about them. They lead at 2-1. But yes, there still is a lot of baseball going on. And let's get you back out over to Chicago really quickly. The count is 1-1 to Mike Tauchman. 2 runners on, including an RBI single from Curtis Mead. Don't you worry, we'll get to the Giants in a little bit. 1-1 pitch, and that's outside for ball 2. There's a lot of drama going on. That's what the Diamond Zone's all about. 2 balls, 1 strike. Flaherty in a pickle. 73 pitches for him. 2-1 pitch to Tauchman. Swing and a miss. And so the count is now 2-2. Royals are up to bat as they go to the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll keep you updated on how they do. The Rangers have a runner on over at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Mike Tauchman. And he'll step on out of the box. Giants do have a runner on over at second. And Rafael Devers is coming up. Maybe we will go there. Just maybe. Count is 0-2, though, to him. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Mike Tauchman. That pitch bounced on into the dirt. So the count is full. The 3-2, line drive, base it out to left field. And so the runner from third is going to be held up, and the bases are loaded for the White Sox. Now, meanwhile, the Giants got Rafael Devers to get on with a base hit. He just laced one over. It actually deflected off of Machado's glove, and he could not play it properly. And there's runners at the corners for the Giants. Oh, boy. Back to the White Sox game, though, very quickly. That is in the bottom of the 5th inning with the bases loaded. We'll head back there. There's a timeout taken on the mound. Scratch that. We're going back over to San Francisco as Willy Adames is up. The count is 0-1 to Willie, and it's taken up high for a ball to Willy Adames in the Giants game. Devers finally stepping up. What's up, Dilated Entertainment? Hit that thumbs up button, folks, if you love baseball as much as I do. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Willy Adames, Nestor Cortez pitching for the San Diego Padres, and the pitch is taken for ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike. What a ball game. 2-1 pitch to Adames. It's a foul ball. We also wanted to just update you really quickly on the Angels game. Rengifo did strike out with runners on at second and third. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's beautiful. So Willy Adames. 2-2 on the way, swing and a miss. And there is out number 2. Lenin Sosa is up for the Chicago White Sox. Again, bases loaded there. The count is now 1-2 to Sosa on the swing and the miss. Flaherty was 79 pitches. He was doing fine. And then he got into some trouble. And Curtis Mead hit an RBI bloop single out to left. There's nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning in Chicago, the north side of Chicago. The 1-2 to Sosa, swing and a miss, and Flaherty gets the first out of the inning finally on a strikeout. And that one was a big out. Back to the Giants game we're going to go to. And, oh, boy. Homer Flores just hit a ground ball over towards the third base side. It just stayed fair. Nobody touched it, and the Giants tie it up 1-1 on an infield single by Wilmer Flores. Wow. Big tie for them. Okay. In the White Sox game, Colson Montgomery is up at the plate. The count is 0-2 to him. So the Giants just tied it up 1-1. Montgomery is up. He's in the box. And will stay put here. Bottom of the 5th inning out in Chicago. No balls, 2 strikes. And the 0-2 is taken for a ball. Red Sox did just get 2 more runs after the 3-run homer by Carlos Narvaez. Alex Bregman hit a home run to make it 7-0. Oh, it's okay. No, you're good. It's hard to keep up with all the games. Here's the 0-1 to Chapman. Fly ball hit over towards center field. It's not that deep, and it'll be caught for out number 3 by Jackson Merrill. So the first inning is done. And we go back over to Chicago. White Sox just got 2 runs on a 2-run single by Colson Montgomery, and they just took the lead against the Tigers. Colson Montgomery with a big 2-run single, and the White Sox go out in front. That's pretty huge. Tigers are really struggling, and they just continue to slide, it seems. Wow. Going back over to the White Sox game. It's a 3-1 game. Here's Luis Robert Jr. up, and he takes strike 1 at the knees at 94 miles per hour. Brewers now lead at 14-0. Here's the 0-1 to Robert, and he flings this one out to right center field, and that's going to get down for another base hit. And Flaherty continues to unfold as Tauchman scores, and it's 4-1 White Sox. Another bloop single, and the White Sox fans standing up, proud of their team fighting against the Detroit Tigers. It's pretty bizarre. The Diamondbacks, we do have a little alert going on there. They're in the top of the 7th right now with a runner on over at second. Ivan Herrera moved the runner over to third, and now there's runners at the corners. They trail 2-1 to the Texas Rangers. The count is 1-0. The count was 1-0. White Sox currently in a break as Jack Flaherty's night is done. The Padres and Giants are back on. The Dodgers have a runner on over at first with 2 outs. But we're going to stay here in Texas because the Diamondbacks have the tying run over at third base. Brewers at bases loaded again, and Sal Frelick is up again. It's a 14-0 blowout against the Pittsburgh Pirates. 15 hits. And Frelick just struck out. All right, here we go. This is Ketel Marte who's up at the plate, and he takes a called strike. So we'll just stay here really quickly. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell icons too. And that way you will know when we do go live. All right. The ball's 2 strikes to Ketel Marte. Marte's going to ground this one over towards the first base side. This will get a runner home. The throw to first, not in time. Marte beats out the throw, and the Diamondbacks tie it up 2-2 in the top of the 7th inning. It's an RBI infield single by Ketel Marte. So if you have Marte in fantasy baseball, he just came through. The Diamondbacks playing some small ball. They're being a little bit pesty, for sure. It's definitely gotten interesting there. Got a ton of games going on. Still nobody out in the top of the 7th inning for Arizona. And we have the next man up to bat for the Diamondbacks. This one's flied out over towards left field. It's Corbin Carroll. And the catch is made for the first out of the inning. Crazy. White Sox, we're going to wait and see. Are they coming back on is the question. Don't think that they are. The White Sox are indeed back on. Iglesias just hit one out over to deep left field, and that one is gone for the San Diego Padres, and they just went up 2-1 against the, or 3-1 against the Giants. Oh boy. Oh man. Jose Iglesias with a big 2-run shot. And there is the lead for the Padres, just like that. Red Sox threatening to score again. Not even going to go on over there. We're going to go to the White Sox game right now. It's a 4-1 game, bottom of the 5th. 2 runners on. The 2-2 pitch is inside for ball 3. That's to Miguel Vargas. And the count is 3-2 to him. Everything pauses. It's so weird. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's in the Kansas City game. White Sox now have bases loaded. You know what I got to do? I realize this. I got to put my laptop over on this side, so that way it's easier for me to see all 5 screens rather than just looking this way, looking that way, looking this way, and then looking down here. So we'll just stick with this right now. Kyle Teel is up. The count is 0-1 to him. No balls, 1 strike to Kyle Teel. There's 5 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 0-1 is way inside for ball 1. So that'll make the count now 1-1. Red Sox are threatening the score. They're looking to try to get some more runs. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kyle Teel. 2 away in the bottom of the 5th. Herter's pitching for the Tigers. 1-1 pitch. And it's in there for strike 2. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell icon, folks. Let's go. 1-2 is the count to Teal. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. Bases loaded. 1-2 pitch. Outside and low for ball 2. We'll go back-to-back with Rangers and Diamondbacks as the Arizona Diamondbacks are trying to take the lead as well. 1-2. It's outside for ball 2 to Del Castillo. Back over to Teal's at bat for the White Sox, and he takes that low for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Kyle Teal, and 2 balls, 2 strikes to Del Castillo. Let's see the 3-2 to Teal. Here it is, and that's down low and outside for ball 4. And it's now a 5-1 ball game. All right, and back to the 2-2 pitch. There's a strike 3 called to Del Castillo. And we're going to the bottom of the 7th out in Arlington. Tied up 2-2. All right, the Nationals just got started their top of the 9th inning. And there's 1 out there. It's an 8-5 ball game between the Nationals and the Royals. James Wood is up, so we'll stay put for his at-bats. No balls, 1 strike. We'll see the last 2 outs here out at Kauffman Stadium. The 0-1 to Wood, and that's taken for strike 2 at the knees. Mix that in with the White Sox game. Edgar Caro is up with the bases loaded for the White Sox. The 0-2 to Wood. Fly ball hit out over towards left field. That's going to be caught. 2 gone in the Nats game. And the Royals are 1 out away from getting the W. And Caro's at bat. He just took it low for a ball. And so the count is 1-1. Royals need 1 more out to go in order for them to seal the victory. Urseg is pitching. C.J. Abrams at the plate. And he just took inside for ball 1. Caro for the White Sox ahead in the count 2-1. Again, the White Sox were down 1-0, and they put up 5 runs in the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 to Caro, another line drive hit out to right field. That's going to be caught, though, and the inning is finally over. So the White Sox against the Tigers, they're going to the top of the 6th inning over there. Let's go back to C.J. Abrams' at-bat. 1-1 to Abrams, and he lines this one out to center field, and the ball game is over. The Kansas City Royals, they hang on and beat the Washington Nationals by a final score of 8-5. All right. So the Kansas City Royals, really quickly, we're going to take a look at the AL Central, but they do get themselves a huge win. A very nice win for the Kansas City Royals. And they beat the Washington Nationals. 10 hits for the Nats, 6 for the Royals. Michael Wacha got the win. Mitchell Parker got the loss. And Lucas Ursag got his 2nd save of the season. So that is the final score out of Kauffman Stadium. Royals now 60-60 on the season. The Nationals fall to 47-72. And with that, we'll go back to check out the other games that are going on right now. We currently have 5 games on as we speak, I believe. I believe that we got 5 games on now. Okay. Then we got more than that. We got 8 games on right now. 8 current games. Hard to believe. Crazy. All right. So as we take a look at our scores, we're going to refresh the page here, and we'll check everything on out. So the White Sox lead at 5-1 against the Tigers. The Rockies are up 3-0 against the St. Louis Cardinals. That game got started pretty late, thanks to a rain delay. D-backs and Rangers in the bottom of the 7th inning, tied 2-2. The Angels, they tied it up 3-3. Didn't really get to talk much about that game, but it's been a very close game over there. What ended up happening was Dalton Rushing actually hit a 2-run home run to tie it back for the Dodgers. Okay. With that, let's go to the bottom of the 7th out in Texas and check up on the Rangers right now. No balls, 1 strike. That's to Kyle Higashioka facing Jake Woodford. The count is 0-2. Let's go back to live here, and live here. Okay. The pitch on the way. This one's flied out over towards left field, and that is going to hit off the top of the wall. Kyle Higashioka with a leadoff double for the Texas Rangers. Oh, boy. A big RBI double for him. Or a big double, I should say. Not an RBI double. It was just a double. What the heck is going on with this? There we go. So Kyle's over at second base. Again, hit the thumbs up button, folks. Hit that subscribe button as well. If you guys love baseball, this is the right channel for you. I'm telling you. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun on here. I'll put the Rays and the A's game up on the iPad. It's good stuff. We got a pitch and change going on in Texas, and so they'll be back in just a little bit. And so with that, we're going to go to another ball game. The Brewers ended up beating the Pirates by a final score of 14-0, so that game is done as well. We're going to go to the Giants game right now. Let's go check up on the San Francisco Giants. They're going to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Again, it's early on there. The Cardinals, they're in the bottom of the 8th. Okay, actually, yes. We'll go to the Cardinals game first because that game is late right now. Soderstrom did just get on with a single. Just saw that. So let's go to the Cardinals game because that is in the 8th inning. Giants just grounded out. This was Jung-Hoo Lee. All right. There's one away in St. Louis in the bottom of the 8th inning. Kyle Freeland is pitching a shutout for the Rockies. Are you kidding me? Thomas Segis is up, and he looks at a called strike at the knees. How about that? Kyle Freeland with a shutout right now. The ball is 1 strike to Thomas Segis. Here's the 0-1, and Segis bloops this one out to center field, and it'll get down for a single. He'll be aboard over at first base with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. So the Cardinals trying to get something cooking. And again, the tying run is in the hole for St. Louis. All right. So what else can we put on here? We can put this game on. Okay. 2 balls, 1 strike. That's to Tyler Fitzgerald. Sorry. It's no balls, 1 strike to Victor Scott. We're going to do a double box here because the Rangers are also back on. They're in the bottom of the 7th inning. The count is 0-2 to Victor Scott and also to Sam Haggerty as well. So back and forth between these 2 games we go. In Segis' or Victor Scott's at-bat, I should say. He takes the next pitch down for a ball. And then the at-bat to Haggerty. He just struck out looking, and there's out number 2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Wow. Jalen Beeks. Damn, Fitzgerald almost homered there. Here comes Corey Seager to the plate for the Texas Rangers. Seager in the batter's box. 1-0 pitch to Corey. It's up high for ball 2. 1-2 to Victor Scott for the Cardinals. And the 1-2 is taken down for ball 2. The 2-0 to Seager. Strike 1 called. And the count is 2-1. The 2-2 to Scott, and that's up high for ball 3. And Seager just grounded out to third base for the Texas Rangers. They're going to the top of the 8th inning, still tied 2-2. Big pitch to Victor Scott. Here it comes, and that's outside for ball 4. The Texas Rangers have the tying run coming on up to the plate. Oh, this is big. The St. Louis Cardinals, that is. Did I say the Texas Rangers? I meant to say St. Louis. Tigers look like they're threatening to score. And a pitching change going on in St. Louis. And they'll be back in just a little bit. And with that, let's go back over to San Francisco, because they will be sending the tying run up to the plate. And we'll check up on the Giants right now in the bottom of the 2nd. Heliot Ramos is due up next. The A's just took a 1-0 lead. Time will be called in the Heliot Ramos at-bat. So the Cardinals have something cooking as they trail 3-0 against the Colorado Rockies. Sorry, wrong scoreboard. There it is. The Diamondbacks and Rangers are close. It's 2-2 in the top of the 8th inning. That's where they're going to right now. Dodgers and Angels are in the bottom of the 3rd. They're tied 3-3. And let's go back to Ramos' at-bat for the San Francisco Giants. Again, still early on there. 1 ball, 1 strike to Heliot Ramos. A lot of baseball still to go. White Sox are beating the Tigers 5-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Heliot Ramos. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. And that'll make the count now 1-2. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And Ramos is down on strikes against Nestor Cortez. With that, let's go back to the top of the 8th inning out in Texas. Diamondbacks and Rangers tied 2-2. Locklear's pitching. The Cardinals game is also back on. This is Diamondzone, baby. We are locked in to the big moments. Brendan Donovan up for the St. Louis Cardinals. If you have him in fantasy baseball, the count is 1-1 to him. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Locklear, and 1 ball, 1 strike to Brendan Donovan as we flip back and forth. And Donovan's at bat for the Cardinals. He fouls it off. And so does Locklear for the Arizona Diamondbacks. These are the 2 games that are pretty close right now. I mean, the Dodgers and the Angels are close. But I'm talking about later window games. 1-2, and that's on the outside corner for a called strike 3 to Brendan Donovan, and he goes down looking on strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Locklear. And the 2-2 to him, and that's up high for ball 3. So the Cardinals are facing Victor Vodnik. It's a big game for St. Louis. They're getting shut out so far. Back to Locklear's at bat. Here's the 3-2 on the way, and that was outside, but it's called a strike 3. How about that? Man. Ivan Herrera comes on up for St. Louis. The count is 0-1 to Ivan. The 0-1 pitch is in there for strike 2, right down the middle. No balls, 2 strikes to Ivan Herrera, and the 0-2 is down for a ball. Hit that thumbs up button, people, and make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel, too. If you guys love baseball, this is the right channel for you. It really is. Howard Thomas sends this one out over towards deep right center field, but it's going to be caught by Haggerty just on the track for Texas. Back to Herrera's at bat. The 1-2 on the way. Strike 3 called, and Victor Vodnik, can you believe it, gets out of the inning without a scratch against the St. Louis Cardinals, who had 2 runners on with nobody out, and yet they could not get a run, the Cardinals, and they're going to the 9th inning out in St. Louis. That was huge. Blaze Alexander is up for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he takes the first pitch in there for a called strike. The Red Sox just continue to dominate against the Astros and now lead it 9-0. Roman Anthony just hit a home run in the 8th inning. So if you have him in fantasy baseball, he just got another home run. The Angels just took the lead and are now up 4-3. The ball's 2 strikes here to Blaze Alexander, and here's the 0-2, swing and a miss. And the inning is over. It's time to go to the bottom of the 8th out in Texas. Still tied 2-2. The Angels, Taylor Ward hit a solo homer in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So there's a lot of action going on between the Angels and the Dodgers. Oh, boy. It's going to definitely get easier once we just get to the 9:30 games. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel too, folks. And that way you will know when we do go live. The Tigers did not get a run in that top of the 6th inning. Could not come up with any runs. They still trail 5-1. And with that, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go over to the Angels game. They're just going to a break right now. Okay. So these are all the scores. We're going to give you updates right now. Where are they? These are all the live scores. So we got White Sox and Tigers, bottom of the 6th, 5-1 Chicago. Rockies lead at 3-0 in the top of the 9th inning against the St. Louis Cardinals. The Diamondbacks and Rangers are tied 2-2 in the bottom of the 8th. We'll get you back there in just a little bit. The Red Sox lead at 9-0 in the top of the 8th inning against the Houston Astros. The Angels are up 4-3 as they go to the top of the 4th. The Dodgers are coming back up. The Padres lead at 3-1. And then the A's lead at 1-0. Ramos just broke his left leg. That sucks. That really sucks. Damn. All right, so let's put the Dodgers game up over here. And my laptop is ready to die. Why did this thing go off? I lost a little bit of light. Okay. So let's plug this guy in. Next time I do this, I'm going to make sure that we have everything all set up before we go live. I do apologize about that. All the chargers and everything. This is all a part of the live and learn experience. And as we continue to do this, it'll get a lot easier, which was going to be great. Okay. I will be right back in just a few seconds. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure that this is all plugged in. So don't go anywhere. Alrighty. Okay. So we are back into the swing of things. We'll go over to the Texas Rangers game right now. Bottom of the 8th inning, 1 out. And Jake Berger just got on with a 1-out walk. Just got on with a 1-out walk. Now, why is this? That's not what I wanted. It's definitely not what I wanted. I want to put the Dodgers game up here. There we go. Dr. Delay is here. What's going on? What is going on, Dr. Delay? Thank you so much. We got a lot of games on. It's a lot to juggle. Rockies and Cardinals are going to the bottom of the 9th. So once that game returns, we'll do that. The Dodgers are threatening. Michael Conforto is up. The count is 1-2 to him. We'll go to that at bat right now and check up on all of that. Okay. We also have the White Sox threatening too. Here's the 1-2, and that's outside for ball 2 to Michael Conforto. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Michael Conforto. The Dodgers trail 4-3 in the top of the 4th inning. They just made a throwback over to first. It was not in time. Give you more updates as the games come. We're going to do a little double box here. Wyatt Langford is up for the Texas Rangers. So we'll get that update right now. Langford just called for time. The pitch, this one's grounded over towards second base. The throw to shortstop, there's 1. The throw to first, there's 2. And the Dodgers ground into a double play. Wow. That's a big double play there. Back to the Rangers game. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wyatt Langford. The bottom of the 9th coming on up out in St. Louis. They had 2 runners on with nobody out, so we'll check up on Nolan Gorman too. Get back to the Dodgers game in a little bit. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Langford, and the 2-2 is outside for ball 3. And that'll make the count now full at 3-2. Gorman is up. The count is 1-0 to Nolan Gorman as they start off the bottom of the 9th out in St. Louis. 3-2 pitch on the way. This one's popped up out over towards shortstop. Perdomo has it. Out number 2 recorded out in Arlington. Vodnik still pitching for the Rockies. The 2-0 is outside for ball 3. And therefore the count is 3-0. Hit that thumbs up button. Guys, go subscribe to Dr. Delay. He is really great at what he does. I really appreciate him very, very much. This guy has a nice future on here. He has a great future in broadcasting, period. I check him out. You guys should definitely do that as well. 3 balls, 1 strike to Nolan Gorman, and the 3-1 is flied out over towards left center field. It's going back over towards the track, and it's off the top of the energy efficiency sign. And going over to second base to start off the bottom of the 9th is Nolan Gorman for the Cardinals. Okay, so they have a runner on at second base. And in the Rangers game, Rowdy Tellez is up. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Rowdy. And the 1-1 fly ball hit out to right field. That's going back towards the track, but it's caught in front of the wall. All rise and all sit back down. Jalen Beeks almost blew it. And so the Rangers and the Diamondbacks are going to the top of the 9th inning. They are tied 2-2. And somebody forgot to tell me that I have to change the background. What am I doing? There we go. That's better. Who's in the house tonight? Dr. Delay certainly is. Scott is. Dilated Entertainment is. You guys are the best. And so are you, Tiff. Let's go. Back to this bottom of the 9th inning out in St. Louis. It certainly is getting interesting. And up to bat is Alec Burleson. The count is 1-0 to him. Here's the 1-0. This one's popped up over towards the third base side in foul territory. The third baseman's there. He'll make the grab. 1 gone in the bottom of the 9th out in St. Louis, Missouri. There we go. Very nice. So 1 away in the bottom of the 9th. By the way, the White Sox now have bases loaded again against the Tigers. And we'll have to go see how they're doing. But obviously the most important game now, at the pivotal point, is the Cardinals game. The pitch. And that is fouled off. I don't know if anybody's covering that White Sox-Tigers game, but obviously for all the pitches, you can go check them out. We're just covering the highs and the lows, but mainly the highs. John is here. What's up, District Nation? Am I late to the party after leaving? Somebody time out District Nation for coming back late. I'm just kidding. Here's the 1-1 to win. And that is on the outside corner for strike 2. The White Sox do have Andrew Benintendi up with the bases loaded. And the count is tied up 2-2 to him. The 1-2 on the way to Mason Wynn. And it's a foul ball. The Red Sox are absolutely murdering the Houston Astros 12-0. 1-2 to win. Foul ball again. So the Cardinals down to their final 2 outs. They're trying to fight for that third wild card spot. Rangers and Diamondbacks are starting off the top of the 9th inning. So we have some late window games now. The very late window, though, they're still pretty early on in the 4th, the 6th, and I believe also in the 3rd inning. Benintendi just walked with the bases loaded for the White Sox, and now they lead it 6-1. All right, Vodnik did just get the second out of the inning. Mason Wynn struck out, and it's all up to Jordan Walker for the St. Louis Cardinals. First pitch to Walker. He fouls it off. And the count is 0-1. So we're just going to stick here and see how the rest of this Cardinals game ends. No balls, 1 strike. Vodnik with 22 pitches. He's been asked to do a lot. Got out of a jam in the 8th inning. 0-1 pitch. Foul ball to Jordan Walker. And the Cardinals are down to their final strike. The count is 0-2. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. The 0-2 to Walker, and it's a foul ball. He stays alive. Again, a 12-0 ball game out in Houston. That is the definition of a blowout. Crazy stuff. No balls, 2 strikes to Jordan Walker. Here's the 0-2. It's down for a ball. White Sox could only just get 1 run, and they left the inning with bases loaded. But they're going to the 7th. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jordan Walker. And the 1-2 pitch, another foul ball. Now, Torey Lovullo in the Diamondbacks-Rangers game is arguing about something. Obviously can't keep our eyes on everything. Don't know what he's upset about. But there's 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning, and they're tied up 2-2. It's a big game for the Rangers. The 1-2 to Walker, swing and a miss. The ball game is over in St. Louis. And the Colorado Rockies, they shut out the Cardinals by a score of 3-0. And that is huge. So that ball game is over. And the Colorado Rockies, Kyle Freeland with a 7-inning shutout against the St. Louis Cardinals. Who would have thunk? So that game is done. And the Colorado Rockies play spoiler against the Cardinals, who were trying to fight for a wild card spot. And they fall a little bit even more behind and are still trailing the Mets. Okay. So we'll put the Diamondbacks-Rangers game. Actually, we'll put the Dodgers-Angels game here. Let's go to the top of the 9th with 2 away out in Texas. That's what we'll do now. First pitch of the at-bat to Ketel Marte is taken for a ball. Angels just got an RBI double against the LA Dodgers, and it's a 5-3 ball game as the Angels have the lead. I believe it was Joe Adell who scored all the way from first base. Wow. 1 ball, 1 strike, top of the 9th here out in Texas. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Marte. That's a foul ball. We're definitely going to be keeping our eye on this Arizona-Texas game because they're in the 9th inning. Red Sox are looking to add on to their lead. The pitch to Marte, fly ball, hit out to left field, into the second deck it goes. Ketel Marte with a beautiful swing, and he golfed it out to left. Arizona goes up 4-2 out in Texas, and I'm sure Houston probably feels happy about that. Big swing by Marte in the guts of the game. That was pretty big. You asked, Tiffany, and you definitely received. And sorry, it's a 3-2 game. It was a solo shot. But even still, it's a big-time home run by Ketel Marte. For sure. Angels lead at 5-3. The Rays are making it interesting as they are in the top of the fourth inning. Shall we go check on Tampa to see how they are doing? Maybe we should do that right now. All right. Tiffany says I needed that. Diamondbacks are going to the bottom of the ninth inning. All right, so Junior Caminero is coming up for the Tampa Bay Rays with 2 runners on and 1 out in the top of the fourth. The Athletics lead at 1-0. Have not even talked about this game because there's a lot of action going on. Shane Baz pitching for the Tampa Bay Rays. Javier Lopez pitching for the A's. Thomas had an RBI double for the Athletics. And he just got the second out, Lopez, in the fourth inning. Giants defense is killing me. We'll be sure to get back there, too. They just got to make it interesting. So we're in the top of the fourth. It's a 1-0 game between the A's and the Rays. And the pitch is in there for a strike. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We got 36 people on here watching. If you guys love baseball as much as I do, welcome to the Diamond Zone. Yeah. Here's the 0-1, and that's taken for ball 1. Once the Rangers are back on, we're going to that game. They're going to go to the bottom of the ninth, down by a run. Red Sox did just get another run, and they have bases loaded. Again, they are blowing out the Houston Astros 13-0. 13-0. It's like a football score. It's pretty insane. 1-2 is the count to Pereira in the Rays game, and he takes the 1-2 up high for ball 2. Diamondbacks and Rangers are coming back on now. It's NFL RedZone, but it's better. Let's go. The witching hours of baseball. 2-2 pitch. That's down for ball 3. In the Diamondbacks game, Juan Murillo is going to go out there to pitch the bottom of the ninth out in Texas. Can't even speak. But before that, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Pereira, and the 3-2 on the way, swing and a miss, and the Rays can't do anything, and they're going to go to the bottom of the fourth out in Sacramento. Adolis Garcia for the Texas Rangers will lead off the bottom of the ninth inning. Last chance for Texas. First pitch to Garcia, and that is taken off the plate. And the count is 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. That's taken for ball 2. Padres are beating the Giants by a score of 4-1. Got that game on the TV. The Angels, who are taking on the Dodgers, it's a 5-3 game in the top of the 5th. The 2-1 here to Garcia. Outside for ball 3. And the count is 3-1. Again, the Rangers are down by a run in the bottom of the 9th inning. Now, the Tigers just made it interesting. They got 2 runs back. They were down 6-1. 3-1 pitch, and this one's popped up over towards second base. That's going to be caught. Garcia is retired. 1 away in the bottom of the 9th out in Texas. So the Tigers, as we just mentioned, just made it a 6-3 game, and they're in the top of the 7th. Dingler hit a home run. It's Dylan Dingler, that is, to make it a 3-run game and cut the deficit from 5-3. Here's Josh Young. 1 ball, no strikes to him. And the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. And the count is 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to Josh Young. The windup and the pitch is low for ball 2. Brent Rooker just got hit in the helmet. Oh, no. He's okay, but he did just get hit for the Athletics. That's got to hurt. 2 balls, 1 strike to Josh Young, and the pitch. Ground ball, diving, stopped by the second baseman. He gets up, throws over to first. There's out number 2. Really nice play behind the middle by Ketel Marte. He does it again. All right. Texas is down to their final outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. They have their backs against the wall. It's all up to Kyle Higashioka. And the first pitch to him is taken for strike 1 in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Tigers did just get a single. Oh, boy. And Gleyber Torres is coming up for the Detroit Tigers. The 0-1 to Kyle Higashioka is taken down for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kyle. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Texas down to their final strike. One ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 9th. 2 away. The 1-2 pitch. It's off the plate for ball 2. The Athletics. Tyler Soderstrom just doubled. And there's nobody out in the bottom of the 4th. Out in Sacramento. Rangers down to their final strike. Here's the 2-2 on the way. And it's a foul ball towards the right side. Two balls, 2 strikes to Kyle Higashioka. The 2-2 pitch, ground ball hit over to shortstop. This should do it. Perdomo has it, throws it over to first. The ball game is over out in Texas. Ketel Marte, the MVP of the game, with a beautiful diving stop in that bottom of the 9th inning on the defensive side. And, of course, the go-ahead homer in the top of the 9th inning to give the Arizona Diamondbacks the lead. And that is the game in Texas. We're going to go back to Detroit because the batter, Gleyber Torres, just got on with a single up the middle. It hit the top of the hill, bounced off the second baseman's glove, and the tying run is coming up to the plate for the Detroit Tigers. So let's go back there. 1-0 pitch. Popped up towards the right side. And the catch is made for out number 2. Colt Keith has to go back to third base. So Texas, they lose by a score of 3-2 as the Diamondbacks play spoiler. Rangers trying to fight for that AL West. It's great. 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Riley Green is up for the Detroit Tigers. If you have him in fantasy baseball, well, he has 2 hits today. Both of the hits were doubles. Two outs, top of the 7th. And the pitch. Did it hit Riley? Did it hit him? No. The pitch was down and in. We're in the later stages of the 7:40, 8 o'clock games. So that's why we are doing these ones now. The 1-0 pitch to Riley Green, and that's on the outside edge for strike 1. The Astros finally got their first run in the bottom of the 9th inning and are down 14-1. Crazy. 1-1 to Green. Ground ball hit over towards the left side, and it's stopped by the shortstop to throw over the second base, and he is out at second base. Oh, a nice play there by the shortstop, Vargas. And I believe the inning is over. Vasil, nope, they're going to challenge, I believe, as they were going back to the dugout. Nope. They said stop for a second, and he was out at second base, and the White Sox are going to the bottom of the 7th inning. All righty. We have an update out in Sacramento. The Athletics did just take a 2-0 lead on an RBI triple. And Davis Hernandez is coming up to the plate. So we'll go here. So these are the games that are left. Let's refresh everybody on their memories. Okay. These are the games that are on now. We have 4 current games on. 4. Red Sox and Astros, they're in the bottom of the 9th. It's a 14-1 game out in Houston. Angels and Dodgers, which we're going to go to right now. Andy Pages is up at the plate with the bases loaded. So we're going to go check up on them right now as we speak. And then we got Padres Giants 4-1 in the top of the 5th. And then A's and Rays in the bottom of the 4th. Those are all the games. Alrighty. Here comes Andy Pages. Shane Baz did just get his second strikeout for the Tampa Bay Rays. Bases loaded for LA. 2 outs. And the pitch. It's outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Zeferjan is pitching for the Angels. Pages 1 for 2 with a single back in the 4th. In the pitch, there's a swing and a miss. The Athletics have Lawrence Butler up with a runner on at 3rd. And they lead it 2-0. 1 ball, 1 strike to Andy Pages. And the 1-1 is outside for ball 2. So there's still 4 games left. Now it's more manageable. 2-1 to Pages, and he got fooled. That pitch was way outside and way down low for ball 3, but it's a 2-2 count. An update out in Sacramento. Butler hits one out to left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Soderstrom's going to score, and it's 3-0 Athletics against the Rays. Let's go back to Andy Pages. So if you have Lawrence Butler, he just got on with an opposite field RBI double for the Athletics. The 2-2 pitch to Pages, and that's taken for ball 3. The Dodgers are knocking on the door with bases loaded and 2 outs in the 5th. Will the Angels let them in? 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch, outside and low, and we are tied in L.A. A 5-5 ball game out in Anaheim, and a timeout taken by the Angels. Crazy stuff. Crazy. Another update for you. The Athletics just got on with an RBI single, and now it's a 5-0 game for the Athletics. Luis Urias gets on with a single. It was actually a pop-up that was hit in front of the mound. The catcher could not catch it, and that's how Butler scored. What are we doing? Oh, boy. That's how it's a 4-0 game there. An error in the infield by the catcher. They call it an E2. And finally, the inning's going to come to an end on a fielder's choice ground out. With that, we go back to the Dodgers game. We're tied 5-5. Conforto is up, and the 1-0 is outside for ball 2. Man, a free run. That's what you call free. The pitch to Conforto. Swing and a miss. Conforto, a former Met. Ramos is still in the game. Elliot Ramos. He's still in the game. I thought he broke his leg. It scared me. 1-1, and that's a foul ball. Stylated Entertainment still here? One and 2 is the count to Conforto. Let's see if he can get on here. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a foul ball. Mr. Fitzpatrick is here. Is that Thomas Fitzpatrick? Broke his bat with his leg, JJ. Oh, out of anger. Oh, I thought you said that he broke his leg. Is Thomas Fitzpatrick here? What's going on, Charles? Thank you so much, Fitzy, for the redirect. That's really nice. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Welcome on into the Diamond Zone, folks, where we go live for all the highs of Major League Baseball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Michael Conforto for the Dodgers. And the 2-2 pitch is down and in for ball 3. The Giants are going to send a tying run up to the plate in the bottom of the 5th inning. Casey Schmidt just singled, and we'll be sure to go there shortly to check up on the Giants, because now it's getting to be that time where we're just in the late 9:30, 10 o'clock games. 3-2, foul ball. Still also have the Tigers and the White Sox. Don't forget about that. White Sox did just get another run in the bottom of the 7th. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Rafael Devers is up for the Giants. Oh, boy. The 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called, and the Dodgers can't get another run. And we're going to the bottom of the 5th inning. out in LA. Angels versus Dodgers tied up 5-5. And with that, let's go to San Francisco, the Bay Area. 1-1 to Rafael Devers against Nestor Cortez. 1-1 to Devi. Foul ball. You know, in the Rays game, Jake Mangum just got robbed on an excellent catch by Tyler Soderstrom in left field. 1-2 to Rafael Devers. And here's the pitch. The Devers. Ground ball hit over to shortstop to flip over the second base. Did he get it? No! He did not! The second baseman Cronenworth bobbled the ball. And the bases are loaded for San Francisco. And Mike Schultz is going to challenge this. They will challenge this. The umpire called the runner safe at second base. Casey Schmidt, they say that he got in there. And so let's see if the Padres win this challenge or not. We shall see. All right. So let's refresh this page and get you updated with what's going on currently in Major League Baseball. The Padres and the Giants are on. It's 4-1 there in the bottom of the fifth with one out. A big review, though, coming on up. A huge review. I don't know if Cronenworth had full control of the ball or not when he got it into the glove. I don't know. It's going to be a tough play. The A's currently up 4-0 against the Rays in the top of the fifth there. The White Sox currently taking on the Tigers. It's 7-3 in the bottom of the seventh with two outs. All right, and Mike Schultz does win his challenge. Schmidt is out at second base, but we're going to have a pitching change as Mike Schultz says goodbye to Nestor Cortez. And a pitching change coming on up in the bottom of the fifth with two away. Final scores for today. The Mariners shut out the O's 1-0. Phillies lost to Cincinnati 6-1. The Guardians, they beat the Marlins 4-3. The Yankees outplayed the Twins 9-1 was the final score there. The Blue Jays, they beat the Cubs 5-1. How about those New York Mets? The Mets put up 13 runs today against the Atlanta Braves. And they ended up winning by a score of 13-5. The Royals, they beat the Nationals 8-5. It got interesting in that ninth inning. The Brewers, they absolutely demolished the Pirates 14-0. The Boston Red Sox, they demolished the Astros. It was 14-1. The Rockies, they shut out the St. Louis Cardinals by a score of 3-0. And the Arizona Diamondbacks won against the Texas Rangers 3-2. So we still have 4 games left. Tigers and White Sox in the bottom of the seventh with two away. The Dodgers and the Angels are on. They're in the bottom of the fifth inning, tied up 5-5. Padres and Giants, we'll go back to that in just a little bit, as that game just got interesting. And then the A's and the Rays in the top of the fifth inning, 4-0 Sacramento. And those are all your scores around Major League Baseball. So still 4 games left. Okay. With that, we're going to go to the White Sox game really quickly to check in on Lenyn Sosa as the 1-2 is outside for ball 2 to Sosa. That sounds good. Yes. Sounds good, Tiff. Thanks so much for stopping on by. All right, the Padres bullpen will send we'll send Eli Morgan, I believe that is, out there on the mound, facing Willie Adames for the San Francisco Giants. Let's go check up on them. Adames in the box. 2 away, bottom of the fifth. The pitch to Willie. Strike 1 on the inside corner. Sosa did just single for the White Sox. They're looking to add on to their lead. The ball is 1 strike to Willie Adames. Morgan kicks, deals, and a foul ball by Willie Adames. Let's go, chat. Let's go. Charge! 0-2 is the count. Bottom of the fifth. 2 away. Runners at the corners. And the 0-2 to Adames. Outside and low for a ball. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and turn on the notification bell icons too. Just in the bottom of the fifth here. The 1-2 to Adames. And there's a strike 3 called on the outside corner, and the Giants leave runners at first and third. More runners left on base for San Francisco, and they are going to the top of the sixth out in San Fran. And with that, let's go back to the White Sox game. White Sox just got out of their inning, so the Tigers are coming up as they go to the top of the eighth. All right, so there's a break in the action over there. In L.A., Taylor Ward is up. He homered earlier in the game. The count is 2-2. Sheehan for the Dodgers kicks and deals, and the pitch is fouled off. Dilated Entertainment says typical. I spoke too soon. Let's see Taylor Ward here for a sec. Ward 2 for 2 with a single and a solo shot, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBI. The next pitch is fouled off. John. That's funny. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. We got 31 people rocking with us. This is great. 2 to the Ward. It's outside for ball 3. The Athletics are also back on. Brent Rooker is up at the plate. I believe Shea Langeliers just doubled. I'll have to fact check that. It's 3-2 to Taylor Ward. The payoff pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. He rung him up. And we go to the 6th inning. Dodgers and Angels neck and neck. They are tied. If you have Brent Rooker, he's up to bat. He just took the 0-2 up high for a ball. And that'll make the count 1-2 to Brent Rooker. And it was Langeliers who just got on with a double. Tyler Soderstrom in that game, 2 for 2 if you have him with 2 runs scored. The 1-2 to Rooker. That's going to bounce in the dirt for ball 2. And so the count is now 2-2. Tigers are coming back on. They're going to the top of the 8th inning. The reason why that game is late is because they were in a rain delay out in Chicago. That's why. 2-2 to Rooker. And the pitch is high for ball 3 to Brent. It was an 0-2 count, and now it's a full count. Brent this year, 24 homers, 70 RBI, a .275 batting average. He's been quite a bat for the Athletics. Boz gets the signs. He kicks, he fires, and the 3-2 is sliced foul and out of play. So the count is full to Brent Rooker. Boz gets set just below the letters again. Looks back at second. And now back to the plate. And the payoff pitch is outside. And the Athletics looking to try to add on to their lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. Oh, boy. So a big walk by Tyler Soderstrom. And 1 out still in the bottom of the 5th. Angels and Dodgers coming back on. Timeout taken in the action of the Athletics-Rays game. We also got Padres-Giants in the top of the 6th. It's 4-1 San Diego. 1 ball, no strikes to Jackson Merrill. And then in the final game, we got Tigers taking on the White Sox. Here's the 1-0 to Merrill. Line drive hit out to left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Jackson Merrill for the Padres gets on with an opposite field double for San Diego. Okay. So an opposite field double by Jackson Merrill. And he's now over at second base against Robbie Ray and the Giants. The Athletics will send up Tyler Soderstrom to the plate. Big power hitter he is. And Soderstrom grounds this one over towards the right side. Diving stop by the second baseman, who just saved a run from coming on in. And there is out number 2 in Sacramento in the bottom of the 5th. Also, the Dodgers are on. They have a runner on over at first. The Padres have a runner on over at second. The Athletics have runners on at second and third with 2 outs. And the Tigers are now 4 outs away from losing against the White Sox. Dalton Rushing just singled out to right, and the Dodgers have runners at first and second now. Oh boy. Yes, that's correct. Uh-oh, the 0-1 pitch. That's inside for a ball. The Athletics have a wild pitch, and the run is going to score. It's 5-0 Sacramento. And so the Tampa Bay Rays are unfolding, and that's going to put a runner on at third. A wild pitch by Shane Baz. Thomas almost got hit. And it's a 5-0 game in Sacramento, just like that. Shohei Ohtani up for the LA Dodgers. Got to get back there. It's a 1-0 count to Shohei, and the 1-0 is up high for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Shohei Ohtani. Top of the 6th, 2 runners on, and nobody out for the LA Dodgers as they take on the Angels. The pitch to Ohtani, and he flies this one over towards the left field side, and it will go out of play. The A's did just get out of the inning, and they're going to the 6th against the Tampa Bay Rays. But we got to see Ohtani bat, obviously. Keep you up on Ramon Laureano and the Padres to see if they add on to their lead or if the Giants can limit them. 2 balls, 1 strike to Ohtani. 2-1 pitch. Line drive, foul ball towards the first base side. The Tigers did just get out of the 8th inning. They're going to the bottom of the 8th there. We'll give you updates on that too. Laureano for the Padres did just fly out to center. Merrill tagged up, went on over to third base, and the Padres have a runner 90 feet away from scoring with 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Ohtani. Line drive caught at shortstop. The tag to second. There's 1. The throw over to first. It's a triple play. Oh, my goodness. A triple play. Shohei Ohtani lines into 1. Who would have thought? That is a 6-3 triple play. I don't know if you'll ever see anything like that. That's unbelievable. A 6-3 triple play. The ball was caught. The shortstop tagged second base. The runner was off a second. And the throw over to first was in time. Unbelievable. insane. That is insane. That's like the perfect time for a loser, too, but that's like the ultimate highlight for that. Going back to the Padres game, a 6-3 triple play to get out of the jam. That was luck. Here comes Jose Iglesias for the San Diego Padres. The 0-1 is high, and that's taken for a ball. I think that was like the second time I've ever seen a triple play on stream. 1 ball, no strikes. Remind me to cut that. The 1-1 pitch, and that is taken for ball 2 to Jose Iglesias. 2 balls, 1 strike to Iglesias in the top of the 6th inning with 2 outs. Robbie Ray with 109 pitches, and this will probably be his last batter. The 2-1 offering to Iglesias, and that's taken for strike 2. I've never seen anything like that. Never seen anything like that before in my entire life. Shortstop catches it, literally is played perfectly up the middle. The runner thinks it's going to be a base hit, so he's fooled. And the shortstop tags second base and then fires a missile over to first to get the runner at first out. That's crazy. That's diabolical. And the throw over to first was a little bit wide too, and Shanuel actually had to tag the runner. He tagged him out. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Jose Iglesias. 2 outs, top of the 6th. Out in San Francisco. And Ray calls for time. So 4 games left. We're sort of calming down now, if you will. Ah-Seong Kim is coming up. Yeah. Literally look up Ohtani triple play. The pitch. This one's flied out over towards center field. That's caught, and the inning is over. And the Giants are going to come back up to bat. I've never seen anything like that before in my entire life. Eric Bruntlund's unassisted triple play was the best thing I saw, but that was pretty wild. That was unexpected. I mean, all triple plays are unexpected, but that was... If somebody bet on Ohtani to get to line into a triple play, they just won the lottery. I'm not even kidding. That's how rare it is. Angels are back on. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning. The count is 1-2 to Dylan Moore. And Moore is going to line this one out over towards right field for a base hit. And he gets on with an opposite field double. It's not Dylan Moore, but Moore for the Angels is now in scoring position. He must have been pumping the brakes and spinning wheels. Yeah, exactly. It's like you got to react so quickly. You just do. So the Angels have a runner on at second. Momentum is certainly on their side now. That's for sure. That was Christian Moore that got on with a double. And Joe Adell is due up at the plate. And they'll ground this one foul towards the left side. White Sox are making it interesting. They have runners on at first and second in the bottom of the 8th inning with 1 out. We'll keep you updated on that game. But let's focus on this Dodgers-Angels game as well. And the Giants game is in the hole. 1-1 to Joe Adell. Jack Dreyer pitching for the Dodgers. 4 games on the West Coast. 3 really on the West Coast. 1 in Chicago. One ball, 2 strikes in the bottom of the 6th inning to Joe Adell. Here we go. Dreyer with the 1-2 to Adell, and it's fouled off. In the Giants game, Wilmer Flores did just single, and he's now over at first base for San Francisco. In the White Sox game, Kyle Teal just took a wild pitch, and now there's runners on at second and third for the White Sox against the Tigers. Man, it's in the bottom of the 8th inning. Detroit just losing it. They had a nice lead, and then the White Sox came back and played spoiler. Big 2-2 pitch coming up to Joe Adell in the Angels-Dodgers game. And here it is. It's up high for ball 3. This is Diamond Zone. 3 good games going on right now. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Joe Adell. And the payoff pitch, here it comes. That's popped up over towards the first base side. And Freeman gets under it, makes the grab, 1 gone. Let's go back to Chapman's at bat. The count is 3-0 to Matt Chapman for the San Francisco Giants. White Sox batter did just strike out, so there's 2 gone and 2 runners still in scoring position. Chapman just walked for the Giants. And again, the Giants will have the tying run come up to the plate. But before that happens, here's Rengifo, who flies this one out over towards right field. Hernandez gets under it for the Dodgers. He'll make the catch. And the second out is made. The runner from second goes over to third. And so the Angels have their go-ahead runner 90 feet away from scoring. A timeout is taken in the Giants-Padres game. Giants looking to try to crawl their way back. The White Sox just added on to their lead. 9-3 Chicago as they absolutely pour their hearts out against the Tigers. Gosh. Edgar Caro just got on with an a two-run single, that is. All right, so let's do this. The Dodgers and the Angels, there's a pitch and change going on there, I believe. And Jung-Hoo Lee is now up for the San Francisco Giants. So let's go back there. The pitch to Lee. There's a line drive hit out to right field. Tatis is there, jumps, makes the catch. That was hit right on the nose, just right at Tatis. And there is out number 1 in San Francisco. So Edgar Caro for the Chicago White Sox just made it now a 6-run ball game. He had a 2-run single out to right field. If you have him in fantasy baseball, he just helped you out a lot. So the Giants and the Padres have a timeout taken on the mound. And with that, let's check up on the Athletics and the Rays. It is 5-0 in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. Lawrence Butler just grounded out, and the Rays just have nothing to show for it tonight. So 2 games that are close, the Padres-Giants game and the Dodgers-Angels game. Dom Smith up for the Giants. Giants have left a plethora of runners in scoring position. The pitch to Smith. Foul ball. Dodgers are back on. This is Eduardo Henriquez pitching. He's only 23 years old. The count is 0-1 to Logan O'Hoppe. And the 0-1 fly ball hit out over towards left field. And that's going to be caught by Mookie Betts for out number 3. It's still a 5-5 game there. 0-1 to Smith. Swing and a miss. So the Dodgers and the Angels are going to the top of the 7th. All knotted up at 5 apiece. No balls, 1 strike to Dom Smith. Now make it an 0-2 count. Who's still here in chat? Let us know down below. 0-2 to Smith, and that's up high for a ball. Cornucopia, a plethora, a cornuplethora. 1-2. Foul ball. There we go. Dilated Entertainment is here. How are you? You seem stressed. I wonder why. I get it. I understand. It's okay, Larry. Larry didn't know I was making the joke today when I said, there should be a musical about SpongeBob. And you know what? They should have a musical based on ABBA. The pitch to Smith. Ground ball, base hit out over to right field into the hole. Flores holds up over at third base, and I think that was the wise decision. But bases are loaded in the bottom of the 6th inning for San Francisco. This is a big game for the both of these teams. The Padres, obviously 67-52. When you take a look at the NL West standings, they currently are just 1 game in back of the Dodgers. They're 1 game behind LA. The Giants are 8 games behind the Padres and 9 behind the Dodgers. But in the wild card standings, the Giants are 5 games behind the Mets for that 3rd and final wild card spot. Now, the Mets are also 3 games in back of the Padres for the 2nd wild card spot. And so there's a timeout taken on the field, and we're going to have a pitching change out in San Francisco. So with that, let's go back to the Dodgers-Angels game. Here's Luis Garcia pitching for the LA Angels, and we're going to start off the top of the 7th. The pitch. That's in there for strike 1. White Sox and Tigers are in the 9th inning. Once it's down to the final out, we'll let you know. Okay. 0-1 pitch is in there for a ball. Brandon Lowe just got on with a double for the Rays. He's over at second base in the Rays-A's game. Loving the offense in the past 2 innings. Not too happy with the Gigantes. Yeah, I get it. Once the Giants game is back on, guess where we're going to? We're going to the White Sox game. Just kidding. 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1 the Betts. That's a foul ball. Hit that thumbs up button, folks. And make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel as well. Welcome on in to the Diamond Zone. I've got to change this. I have to change this. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Mookie Betts. And here's the payoff pitch. This one's flied out over towards right field. And there to make the grab for out number 1 is the second baseman, Rengifo. I don't know why that light went out. It's really odd to me. My plug must have pulled out. No balls, 1 strike. And the 0-1 is fouled away. That's to Patrick Bailey. All right. Here, I'll turn this light over like this. 0-2 is the count. I just wanted to plug in my thing. 0-2 pitch, popped up over towards shallow center field. Bogart says he has it. He does. And there's out number 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Oh, boy. Jason Adam with 3 pitches to get Patrick Bailey out. Tigers do have 2 runners on and scoring position in the top of the 9th inning with nobody out. May have to go to that game, actually. And sorry, we don't have the Padres-Giants game up. There it is. The pitch. This one's popped up over towards the first base side in foul territory. And so Arias is there, makes the grab, and the inning is over. And we're going to the 7th inning out in San Francisco. A golden opportunity for the Giants. They leave more runners on base, and they'll be back in just a little bit as they go to the top of the 7th inning out in San Fran. We're going to be right back, too. We're going to take a very quick step off. Don't you go anywhere. Be right back in less than a minute. So we got an update going on out in Chicago. The Detroit Tigers did just make it a 3-run ball game in the top of the 9th inning. A 3-run shot was hit to make it 9-6. And there's still nobody out in the 9th. Gleyber Torres is up. The guy that hit the 3-run homer was Colt Keith. And so we got a game here. Again. 1-2 is the count to Gleyber Torres. And Torres fouls off the pitch. So now it's a save situation, technically. Crazy stuff. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vasil is pitching. And the 1-2 on the way is outside for ball 2. So if you have Colt Keith, he just hit a 3-run homer. It was a 6-run game, and now it's only a 3-run game with still nobody out in the 9th inning out in Chicago. 2-2 pitch. This one's grounded over to shortstop. The shortstop has it, throws it over to first, and finally the first out is recorded out in Chicago for out number 1. Okay. I'll head back over to L.A. in just a little bit. But yeah. Jahmai Jones is coming on up. 1 away, top of the 9th. Pitch to Jahmai, swing and a miss. And the count is 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to Jahmai Jones. Hit that thumbs up button, people. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as well. And turn on the notification bell icons too. 0-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And there is strike 2. The Padres have Fernando Tatis up at the plate. This guy Henriquez that's pitching for the Dodgers just threw a pitch at 101. Pretty darn good. No balls, 2 strikes. Tigers were down 9-3 going into the 9th inning. And now it's 9-6. 0-2 pitch. Ground ball hit over to third base. And the throw over to first is just in time. And not by much for out number 2. Curious to see if Detroit will challenge it or not. Let's see again on the replay. Did he beat it out? I think it was just caught by less than half a second. Yeah. He was just barely out. And the Tigers now down to their final out, I believe. See if they're challenging this. Detroit is challenging. Detroit is challenging. So with that, we'll go back to San Francisco. Pitch to Tatis, ground ball, base hit out to left field, and Fernando Tatis Jr. gets on again for the San Diego Padres in the top of the 7th inning. 2 runners on, 1 out. Okay. So 2 on with 1 out in the top of the 7th to Fernando Tatis Jr. And the Padres are going to try to put more pressure on the Giants. Back to this Detroit game, they're still looking at this play. They're still looking to see if the runner was out at first or not. It's close. I think that the runner, Jahmai Jones, was just barely out. And he was. And so the Tigers now down to their final outs. Again, that game got started late because it was in a rain delay. 1 ball, no strikes, and the 1-0 pitch popped up, hit out over towards the third base side, and now to play it goes. That's to Riley Green. It's all up to him. So 1-1 is the count. A rise for the Padres down in the count 1-2. Green today 2 for 4 with a pair of doubles. The 1-1 to Riley. Swing and a miss on a curveball that was inside. Tigers down to their final strike. The 1-2 delivery. And that is called a ball. That was clearly the definition of a strike. So the at-bat continues to Riley Green. The 2-2 on the way. Check swing, he did not go. The pitch was inside. And now the count is full at 3-2. Giants are going to make a pitching change. Jose Budo is going to come on in to face Manny Machado with 2 outs and runners at the corners. The 3-2 pitch, and that's taken down for ball 4 to Riley Green. And so the game continues for the Tigers, and the tying run is on deck. That's crazy. That should have been called strike 3. Angels and Dodgers currently going to the 8th inning right now. So they're in a commercial. Giants and Padres are in the top of the 7th. Rays and A's, they're in the bottom of the 7th. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brent Rooker. And Rooker just struck out swinging. And the Rays are going to the top of the 8th inning down 5-0. Great game pitching-wise for the Athletics. We'll talk a little bit about that in just a few seconds. But the Athletics do lead at 5-0. Tell you what, Shane Baz, 4 earned runs, 7 innings. He struck out 7, but he's clearly getting outdueled by Javier Lopez, who's gone 7 innings. He has struck out 9 batters, has allowed 4 hits and no runs. So all 4 games currently in a break right now as we speak. The Tigers are still up, and they're still alive. The White Sox need to get 1 more out. The Padres' schedule, wow. They're playing the Giants tomorrow. Then they play the Dodgers. And then they come back home to play the to play the Giants. And then they play the Dodgers at home. That's brutal. Excuse. Manny Machado up for the San Diego Padres. And the first pitch is swung on and missed. White Sox, on the other hand, trying to get the final out. Jordan Leisure's pitching against Spencer Torkelson, and the first pitch is down and away for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Manny Machado. 2 outs, top of the 7th. The 1-1 pitch is down and away for ball 2. Here's the 1-0 to Torkelson. That is fouled off. The 2-1 to Machado outside for ball 3. The 1-1 to Torkelson, and there's strike 2. And the Tigers down to their final strike yet again. Three balls, 1 strike, and the 3-1 is down for ball 4, and the Padres have bases loaded in the top of the 7th inning. It's now 2 balls, 2 strikes to Spencer Torkelson. The 2-2, here it is, swing and a miss, and the ball game is over out in Chicago. Well, it started off late. The White Sox do win, though, by a final score of 9-6 against the Tigers. And with that, Xander Bogaerts is coming up to the plate for the San Diego Padres. And the pitch is swung on and missed. Can you believe that the Tigers lost that game to the White Sox? It's a big loss for Detroit. No balls, 1 strike to Xander. And here's the 0-1. There's a swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2. Top of the 7th inning. Bases loaded. 2 away. And Bogaerts 1 for 3 on the night. No balls, 2 strikes to Xander Bogaerts. The 0-2, chopped foul. The Dodgers do have a runner on over at first in the top of the 8th inning. So 3 games left. White Sox came back to beat the Tigers 9-6. No balls, 2 strikes to Xander Bogaerts, and here's the 0-2 on the way. Fly ball hit out over towards left field, and that's going to be caught just in front of the warning track, and the Giants still staying in the game. They're going to go to the bottom of the 7th, down 4-1, and they'll be back in a little bit. Alex Call is up to bat for the Dodgers. It's down in the count 0-2. A runner on over at first. And nobody out. So we can turn this off. That's nice. Shut this thing down. That's great. Dodgers did get an infield single before Call's at bat. Detmers is pitching for the LA Angels. 0-2 on the way, foul ball. What's up, Kevin? How are you, my friend? So just 3 games left. Detmers gets the signs above the belt. The 0-2. It's low for a ball. Oof. I got the sniffles now. Time is 11:57 p.m. Eastern Time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The toss back to first. Not in time. It's a nail biter here out in LA. 1-2 is the count. Top of the 8th. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And there is out number 1 in the top of the 8th inning. Okay. Giants are back on. Casey Schmidt will lead off the bottom of the 7th inning for San Fran. And he takes a called strike. Athletics are leading at 5-0. Who's that? Cody Simpson, who just made a nice diving catch for out number 1. Miguel Rojas up for the Dodgers. 0-1 pitch is lined foul, and the count is 0-2. Here's the 1-1 to Schmidt. He lines this one out to left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Casey Schmidt is going to get on again. That's the 3rd inning in a row where the Giants have had the leadoff man single into the outfield. The 0-2 to Rojas, and he swings and fishes after a pitch that was in the dirt. And there is strikeout number 2 and out number 2 from Reed Detmers. Okay. Rafael Devers up to bat for the Giants. Get you there really quickly. Just took the first pitch outside for a ball. He's 1 for 2 in his career against Jason Adam. 1 ball, no strikes to Rafael Devers. The 1-0 pitch. That looked outside, but it's called a strike. Will Smith is up for the Dodgers with 2 away. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Rafael Devers, though, and he takes the next pitch off the plate for ball 2. Smith is pinch hitting, And he just fouled off the pitch. Devers just swung at ball 3 and fouled it off. The Athletics just stole a base, but the Rays, I think, are challenging to see if he was out. 2-2 to Devers. This one's grounded over towards the first base side. The throw to second, there's one. The throw to first, Devers just barely beat it out. That's a fielder's choice. The 0-1 to Smith. This one's flied out over towards left field. It's playable. And Ward's there, makes the grab. We're going to the bottom of the 8th out in Anaheim. Still tied 5-5. Padres and Giants. This game is still very close. Devers just beat out the throw at first. Here comes Adames, and he gets fooled on a pitch, off-speed pitch. And the count is 0-1 to Willie Adames. No balls, 1 strike. Adam versus Adames in the 0-1 pitch. Fly ball hit over towards right field. Tatis, he's there. And the catch is made for the second out. The Rays, they're down 5-0 against the Athletics. Darnell Hernandez is up at the plate. See if he gets on. He just took the 0-2 inside for a ball. After the Giants game, though, Wilmer Flores is up. 2 outs. He just took a pitch that was way up high for a ball. Flores 1 for 3 in his career versus Jason Adam with a single. The 1-0 pitch. That is down for a ball. And the count is 2-0. Adrian Morejon is warming up in the San Diego bullpen. 2 balls, no strikes to Wilmer Flores. The 2-0 pitch. There's a strike called on the upper tier of the inside corner. Two balls, 1 strike. The pitch to Flores and another foul ball. Dodgers and Angels are back on as they go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Still tied 5-5. 2-2 is the count to Flores. Adam kicks, deals, swing and a miss. Flores chases after a pitch that was way outside, and we go to the 8th inning. 9 hits for the Giants, 9 hits for the Padres, but it's 4-1 San Diego. And we go back to the Dodgers-Angels game right now. The count is 2-0. Mike Trout is up at the plate for the LA Angels. And Trout fouls the 2-0 back towards the screen to make the count 2-1. Let's go. Dilated Entertainment says I need a smoke. Dude, you must be so frustrated. It's so annoying. The 2-1 pitch. It's up high for ball 3 to Mike Trout. The 3-1 pitch to Mike. It's up high for ball 4. And so the go-ahead run is at first base for the Angels. Now, meanwhile, the Athletics, they just got an RBI single to make it 6-0 on an opposite field single by Lawrence Butler in the bottom of the 8th inning. So, that game is still going. It's still going. Hernandez thought that he was safe over at third. He got caught into a rundown as he got swiped. I think he just got swiped right before his foot got on. I think that's what happened. Angels and Dodgers. 2 balls, no strikes to Taylor Ward. Bottom of the 8th inning. Nobody out. Marcotte is challenging that call to see if the runner was safe or out at third. 2-0. That is outside for ball 3. Blake Trinan not able to find the zone. Ward today 2 for 3 with a single, a homer, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBI. And timeout will be called. They're still looking at this play to see if he was out or not at third base. I really don't know. 3-0 is the count. Ward this year, 28 homers and 89 RBI. Jackson Merrill is back up for the Padres. The count is 2-2 to him. He just sent this one out over to left field, and Jackson Merrill goes yard for the Padres. 5-1 San Diego. Oppo Taco for Jackson Merrill. Big swing there. And that could be an exclamation point. Here's the pitch to Ward. Ground ball hit over to shortstop, and the throw over the second base just in time. The call on the field in the A's game was that he was out at third, so they overturned, the call stands. So it's 6-0 Athletics. They're looking to see if Trout is out at second. They just showed a replay of it, and he was just barely out. Oh, man. So bottom of the 8th out in Anaheim. 1 out, a runner on over at first. The toss back to first, not in time. The guy that's up for the Padres, it's Ramon Laureano. Laureano 2 for 3 with a single, a double, 2 runs scored, and 2 steals. 1-1 pitch. That's outside for ball 2. If the Dodgers lose and the Padres win, the Padres and the Dodgers are tied for first in the NL West. 2-1. That's outside for ball 3. Tony Gonsolin is getting shoulder surgery. That was just breaking news from the Dodgers. 3-1, and that's down for ball 4 to Ramon Laureano. Trying and pitching for the LA Dodgers. 2-0 pitch on the way, and that is taken on the outside corner for a called strike. There's Gavin Sheets coming up for the Padres. Before we get to him, see how Christian Moore does. 2-1. Foul ball. Hit over towards the third base side. So just 3 games left. Just 3 games left. White Sox and Tigers just finished up not too long ago. 9-6 final score out in Chicago. Now it's just the West Coast games that are left. The 2-2. And a cold strike 3 at the knees to get Christian Moore. And out number 2 is made in the bottom of the 8th inning. Angels and Dodgers have not scored in a little bit of time. It's 1 ball, no strikes to Gavin Sheets. The 1-0 pitch is grounded foul towards the right side. So 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning out in Anaheim. Rays are, by the way, going to the 9th inning against the Athletics. That game really just has not been close. 1-1. That's outside for ball 2. That's to Gavin Sheets. 2-1 pitch. Inside for ball 3. And Adell's at bat. Joe Adell, that is, for the Angels. He just fouled off the pitch that he just saw. Thank you all so much for tuning on into Late Night Baseball here on Play by Play with JJ. 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss to Gavin Sheets. The 1-1 to Adell. That's low for ball 2. Payoff pitch on the way. Ground ball hit over towards the right side. The throw to second, there's 1. The throw over to first, not in time. The 2-1. Check swing, he went around, and there's strike 2. 1 gone in the 9th inning for the Tampa Bay Rays. And the Athletics have 2 more outs to go. Jake Cronenworth up for the Padres, and he just looked at strike 1. Angels tied 5-5, bottom of the 8th, 2 away. A runner on at first. The 2-2 pitch is just outside and low. They tried to see if Adell did go, and he did not. All right. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Joe Adell. The 3-2 foul ball. Cronenworth just lined out to second, and the throw back over to first was in time. A 4-3 double play, and the Giants are going to the bottom of the 8th inning. They are down by 4. Jackson Merrill just extended the Padres' lead 5-1. Big payoff pitch on the way to Joe Adell. It's a foul ball. Three balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss on a pitch that was in the dirt. And Joe Adell cannot come through. Kenley Jansen will go up against his former ball club and face the Dodgers in the top of the 9th inning. And with that, let's check up on the Rays. It's 3-2 to Yanier Diaz. Ferguson's pitching. I believe that's Caleb Ferguson. 3-2 pitch, and that's inside and high for ball 4. So the Rays do get a 1-out walk. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell icons too, and that way you will know when we do go live. We love covering baseball on this channel. We do MLB Diamondzone. We do Phillies baseball. We do Sunday Night Baseball. If you love baseball, this, I believe, is the right channel for you. Giants are coming back on as they go to the bottom of the 8th. We're in the top of the 9th here with 1 out, and the pitch is taken for a strike. What's up, Jiva Newts? Thanks for stopping by, my friend. Brandon Lowe is up. Or Lau, that is. And Lau swings and misses at the 0-1. For the Padres, they will send Adrian Morejon out there to pitch against Matt Chapman in the bottom of the 8th. Guys, go subscribe to G Venutes. Drop your link down below. 0-2 pitch. It's fouled off towards the right side. Might have to go triple box here. Chapman is tied up in the count 1-1. Oh, 2 to Lau. Foul ball. It's 1-2 to Matt Chapman in the bottom of the 8th inning out in San Francisco. Ohtani is going to lead off the 9th inning for the Dodgers. Chapman just took the 1-2 inside for ball 2. Let's see how Ohtani does for the Dodgers. First pitch to Shohei, it's outside for ball 1. Morejon comes set for the Padres, and the 2-2, foul ball. Lau just took a 1-2 pitch that was up high for ball 2, so it's 2-2 to him. Ohtani sends one into the night, and it is long gone. And the Dodgers go up 6-5 in the 9th inning against the Halos. He lined into a triple play, and he got his revenge. Shohei Ohtani doing Ohtani types of things. Man. And the Dodgers lead it 6-5. The 3-2 pitch to Lau, it's outside. And so the Rays are making it interesting with runners at first and second base. Jung-Hoo Lee just grounded out over towards the mound, and there is out number 2 for the Giants in the bottom of the 8th inning. Man. Mookie Betts is up for the Dodgers. It is 6-5 LA. They just got the lead on a Shohei Ohtani shot out to right against his former ball club. Gilbert is up for the Giants, and he just takes a called strike. Get you over to Betts' at bat right now. 2-1 strike to Mookie Betts. Giants are going to the 9th inning as Gilbert grounds out to third, and the Padres are coming back up. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And so the count is 2-2 to Mookie Betts. Jansen comes set at the letters. 2-2 pitch. Fly ball hit out over towards right field. Not that deep, it's playable. And the catch is made for out number 1. The Rays have Junior Caminero up, with 1 out in the top of the 9th. Oh, boy. Wild. Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very, very fantastic day. Freddie Freeman just flied out over towards shallow center field, and the catch is made by the center fielder for the Angels. So Shohei Ohtani just gave the Dodgers a 6-5 lead in the top of the ninth inning with 2 outs. These are the final 3 games left. Rays are getting shut out by the A's. The 1-2 to Caminero, down for ball 2. Here comes Teoscar Hernandez for the Dodgers. He just swung on and missed at a fastball. Pitch to Caminero, and that's outside for ball 3. The ball's 1 strike to Teoscar Hernandez, and the 0-1 swing and a miss. And so the count is now 0-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. The junior Caminero for Tampa Bay. Payoff pitch. Foul ball. Jansen with the 0-2 in the Angels-Dodgers game, and there's a called strike 3. The inning is over, but the damage is done, and the Angels are down to their final 3 outs as they go to the bottom of the 9th. And with that, let's go back to Sacramento. 3-2 pitch, foul ball. It's been a long at-bat for Junior Caminero. 27 pitches for Ferguson. 1-2 to Furman, and that's outside for ball 2 in the Padres-Giants game. Two to Furman. He grounds this one over to shortstop. Adames has it. Throws it over to first. There's out number 1. Payoff pitch to Caminero, and he grounds this one over to shortstop. Backhanded throw over to second base. Did he get him? I don't know, but the throw over to first was not in time. So they did say that he was out at second base, and the Rays are down to their final out. Fernando Tatis is coming up for the San Diego Padres, and he just takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Hernandez, I believe, just got Lau out at second base. All right, so he beat out the throw. Final out to go in Sacramento. Pereira's up, and he takes strike 1. Oof. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2. It's a foul ball. Tatis just grounded out over towards shortstop. There's out number 2 in the Giants-Padres game. Final strike here in Sacramento. 0-2 on the way. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. And the count is now 1-2. Angels are in the bottom of the 9th inning over there against the Dodgers. They're down to their final chance. 1-2 pitch inside for ball 2, and the Rays not done just yet. The guy that's pitching for the Dodgers is Alex Vesia. The 1-0 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. Rays still down to their final strike. 1-2. Another foul ball. They're just not going down without a fight. One to Rengifo, and that's in there for strike 2. Back to Pereira for the Rays. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the ball game is over. The A's shut out the Rays. All right, so 2 games left to go. And the Angels are up. It is a 6-5 ball game. 2 balls, 2 strikes out in L.A. Machado is also up for the Padres in the top of the 9th. The 2-2 is taken up high for ball 3. Rengifo, the tying run for the Angels. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball back up the middle for a base hit. The tying run is aboard. And the winning run is coming up to the plate for the Angels. Wow. All right, so 2 games left. Padres and Giants in the top of the 9th. San Diego leads at 5-1. They're up to bat. Machado just grounded out over towards second base. And the Giants are down to their final 3 outs. So both games are now in the bottom of the 9th. Here's Logan O'Hoppe for the LA Angels with the leadoff man over at first. What's up, Daniel? How are you, my friend? We've been streaming for almost 3 hours on MLB Diamondzone. Logan O'Hoppe is due up next for the Angels. And we're waiting to see him bat here in the bottom of the 9th. Runner on over at first. Ooh. These are the final games in the West Coast. O'Hoppe in the box. Vesia kicks, deals, and the pitch is fouled away. So the Rays just lost to the Athletics by a score of 6-0. That was the final game that got started. And out of all these 3 games, these 3 West Coast games, that was the first one to finish. 0-1 pitch to O'Hoppe. Swing and a miss on a slider that was in the dirt. And the count is 0-2 to Logan O'Hoppe. Yep. You too. You too. Thanks so much for stopping on by, Tiff. The 0-2 pitch to O'Hoppe. Check swing, foul ball. Again, this is the second to last game. There's one other game on, and that's the Padres-Giants. Tell Jay I said good night, too. O'Hoppe is 0 for 3. He's down in the count 0-2 to Alex Vesia. Vesia with the 0-2 delivery, and that's up high for a ball. The Giants will begin the bottom of the 9th right now. Patrick Bailey will lead it off for them. And Bailey takes high for ball 1. The 1-2 to O'Hoppe. Another foul ball on what could have been ball 2. And Bailey is at bat. The count is now 1-1 as he just fouled off the next pitch. Angels have the tying run at first, and they have the winning run at the plate. Ohtani gave the Dodgers the lead in the 9th inning on a solo home run. 1-2, it's high for ball 2 to Logan O'Hoppe and the Angels. These games are almost done. 2-1 to Patrick Bailey for the Giants. And the 2-1 to him is fouled off. O'Hoppe's 2-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? The pitch was high. He did not go. And he stays alive in the count. Robert Suarez pitching for the Padres. The 2-2 to Bailey. And a strike 3 called. 1 away in the Giants game in the bottom of the 9th. Back to the Dodgers-Angels game. The 3-2 pitch. Check swing. He did not go. The pitch was high. And so, the tying run for the Angels is now at second base. Wow. Interesting baseball going on in LA, for sure. And that'll bring up Tedoso to the plate for the Halos. The pitch, he shows bunt. He punts it over towards the first base side. This will get the runners over the second and third. The throw to first, that's in time. And so a base hit wins the ball game for the Angels. Oh my goodness. They could also get a sac fly too to tie it up. And we'll see what ends up happening. By the way, in the Giants game, Heliot Ramos is up. The count is 1-2. They're down by 4. They're going to need to get some base runners in order to make it closer. Robert Suarez kicks and fires, and the 1-2 is grounded over towards second base. It's picked up by Cronenworth, the throw to first, and the Giants are down to their final outs. For the Angels, they'll have Zach Neto come on up. And I believe that they're going to walk him. And the Dodgers are going to try to see if they can get a double play. And they'll take their chances with the next man up as Nolan Shanuel. But first, Casey Schmidt up for the Giants. It's all up to him in that game. And the first pitch is down for ball 1. Shanuel for the Angels. Looking to try to win the game or tie it. First pitch to him is down and away for a ball. In Casey Schmidt's at bat, the count is 1-1. Giants down to their final outs. The 1-1 pitch, line drive, base it out to right field. The game continues for the Giants. Pitch to Shanuel, fly ball. This one's hit out to center field. And Teoscar gets under it, makes the grab. The throw's going to be drawn over towards the plate. It's not in time, and the Angels tie it back 6-6. We are tied in LA, and Vesia blows the save. Wow. For the Giants, they have Rafael Devers up, and he just fouled off the first pitch. So the winning run is at second base for the Angels. And the Dodgers looking for it to go to extras. The 0-1 to Devers. That's in there for strike 2. And the Giants are down to their final strike. Mike Trout is up for the Angels. He's looking to try to walk it off and be a hero. 0-2 to Devers. It's outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Mike Trout. Can he be a hero? The 1-0 is high for ball 2. 1-2 to Devers. That's low for ball 2. Taylor Ward waits in the on-deck circle for the Angels. Two balls, no strikes to Mike Trout. The 2-0 pitch is in there for a strike. And Devers, for the Giants, just slapped it foul and stays alive in the count. Back to back we go in these final 2 games. 2-1 to Trout. The 2-1 pitch, it's high for ball 3. The 2-2 to Devers. It's up high for ball 3. And the 3-1 to Trout. It makes it now a 3-2 count. Gosh. Big pitches coming up in both of these games. The 3-2 to Devers. Swing and a miss. The ball game is over in San Fran. All right. And final game. Mike Trout for the Angels. With the 3-2, it's high for ball 4. And the bases are loaded for L.A. So the Giants lose by a final score of 5-1. And this is the final game left. Dave Roberts is going to make a move. Wow. Angels and Dodgers are tied 6-6. And we will have a pitching change. Just like that. And it's the final game of Diamond Zone. I don't know if you can feel I'm a little bit tired. All right. So the Giants just lost 5-1. The A's just won 6-0 against the Tampa Bay Rays. And the final game that's on is this one. This is it. It is 6-6 in the bottom of the 9th with 2 away. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. And turn on the notification bell icons too. There's a storm coming. Yeah. Can you believe that Ohtani gave the Dodgers the lead in the top of the 9th? And then the Angels tied it back 6-6. So the Giants game is done. Giants continue to slide. And so if the Dodgers lose, the Padres, who just beat the Giants, will then be tied for first with the Dodgers in the NL West standings. That's crazy. The Dodgers have not been tied since, I believe, May. I believe it's been since May. So we'll see if Taylor Ward can get on here. We'll see. Dodgers have their backs against the wall, pretty much. First pitch, it's outside for a ball. Kasperius is going to pitch. I zonked out Ohtani RBI redemption. Yeah, home run redemption. I said that. Isn't that funny? 1 ball, no strikes to Taylor Ward. The 1-0 pitch is outside for ball 2. Uh-oh. This is tough territory for the Dodgers. They can't walk anybody. They can't hit anybody. There's 2 outs. 2-0 is the count. And the 2-0 is high for ball 3. And the Dodgers are down to their final ball. Three and 0. 1 more ball, and the Angels win it. 3-0 pitch, and that's called a strike. That was inside. Are you kidding me? Three balls, 1 strike to Taylor Ward. The 3-1 pitch is in there for strike 2, and that was on the outside corner. That was an egregious call. And Angels fans, you can even see it, they are upset. The payoff pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And just like that, we're going to the 10th inning, and we have free baseball coming up between the Dodgers and the Angels. That would have been ball 4. That would have ended the game. That would have ended the game. This whole thing about umpires betting is just funny to me. I don't know if I believe it or not, but I just think that conversation is funny. We're going to extras in the final game here. Hey, JJ, question. What team do you want to win tonight? Oh, I don't care. I would actually like to see the Dodgers lose. I just think that would be funny. And if the Dodgers technically do lose, that actually does help out the Phillies, technically speaking, for getting that second seed for that bye. I just can't believe that. I can't believe that was called a strike. That pitch was inside, and he knew it. All right, so we have extra baseball coming on up. Quick pitch just started over on MLB Network, so we got to put the game back on our phone. Another reason for ABS. I agree. Oh, boy. So, again, looking at the NL West standings, the Padres are a half game behind the Dodgers now. And if the Dodgers lose, they'll be tied with San Diego. And guess who San Diego plays this weekend? The Dodgers. It's going to be a huge series. The Padres play the Giants tomorrow. Then they play the Dodgers this weekend, and then San Diego goes back home to play the Giants again for a 4-game set, and then they play the Dodgers again at home. So these are big division games coming up this weekend, and it's just August. The Dodgers will have Max Muncy lead off the top of the 10th inning. The Ghost Runner's at second, and the first pitch is swung on and missed. This is Connor Brogdon pitching for the Angels. Brogdon has played with the Phillies at one point. Ghost Runner at second. 0-1 to Max Muncy, and it's a foul ball. That was an egregious call. No balls, 2 strikes to Max Muncy in the final game of Major League Baseball for today. The 0-2, it's down for a ball, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dodgers have 11 hits. The Angels have 7. The 1-2 delivery to Muncy. Swing and a miss. And there's out number 1 in the 10th inning. Cha-ching. Beautiful. Connor Brogdon, 30 years old. He was also on the Dodgers, too, last year. Got traded from the Phillies to the Dodgers. Was picked up by the Dodgers after being let go of by the Phillies. That's correct. One out in the top of the 10th inning. And Andy Pages is due up for the Dodgers. Pages 2 for 3 with a pair of singles, a walk, and an RBI. And he just swung on and missed at a changeup. We're so close to getting 35 likes. Hit that thumbs up button. I just want this game to be over with. I'm getting tired. I am. No balls, 1 strike to Andy Pages. The Ghost Runner at second base is Justin Dean. He's 28 years old. The 0-1 pitch, And there's a called strike. It's a changeup at the knees. This is the final game on. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 gone, the 0-2 pitch, and that is low and outside for ball 1. Up next is, I believe, Tommy Edman. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one's flied out over towards right center field. He'll stay in the ballpark. The catch is made by the center fielder. Dean tags up from second, goes over to third base, and so the go-ahead run is now 90 feet away from scoring for the Dodgers. 2 outs from Connor Brogdon, and the next man up for the LA Dodgers will be Michael Conforto, or at least his spot. Alex Call is coming up. That's right, because he pinched hit for Conforto. 2 away, top of the 10th. A runner on at third, and the pitch to Call. He flies this one out over towards right field. First baseman's there. The catch is made, and the Angels will try to walk it off as they go to the bottom of the 10th inning. All right, let's see if they can do it. Christian Moore will be coming on up. We'll see if they can sacrifice the ghost runner over to third base. And what will happen out in Anaheim. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Who you rooting for? Dodgers or Angels in this final game? As we focus our attention on now just one game only. That's it. What's funny is that Medeiros, the guy that pitched for the Angels, is getting a no decision. Emmett Sheehan is also getting a no decision too, and they just both did not pitch well at all. Can the Angels walk it off? The ghost runner will be at second base in the bottom of the 10th. And we'll see who the Angels ghost runner is. I believe that it'll be Taylor Ward at second base. The Sydney Ruse. Dilated Entertainment says, I want the Angels to win. I just think it'd be really funny to see the Padres tied with the Giants. I know that Dilated doesn't even want to think about the Padres. I get it. I understand. I really wanted that game to be more interesting because I really would have done more with that game. All right, Christian Moore's coming up for the LA Angels. Ward leads off over at second. Bottom of the 10th. Moore shows bunt. The pitch is way inside. Ben Kasparius still pitching for the Dodgers. I feel bad for him. He should have given up the walk-off walk. Now he's in this situation. 1-0 pitch on the way. That's down for ball 2. And so the count is 2-0. The 2-0 pitch on the way, and that is a foul ball. It was bunted foul towards the first base side. And the count is 2-1. Charge! They bunted it again. That came back to be fair. And now there's runners over at first and third base. It did. It just stayed on the line. That was a good bunt there. And Joe Adell is coming up. Oh, my goodness. Here's the pitch to Adell, swing and a miss. That was a perfect bunt. It just rolled back into fair territory and stayed on the line. No balls, one strike to Joe Adell, and the 0-1 is chopped foul. The winning run is 90 feet away from scoring. That was a really nice bunt by Christian Moore. 0-2 on the way. That's low for ball one. Adell has 2 career walk-off hits. Infield playing in, rightfully so. 1-2, foul ball. Now they have it back on MLB Network. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and here's the 1-2 pitch. This one's flied out over towards the right field side, get out of play, and it does. That's what the Dodgers just said. One ball, 2 strikes. Freeman gets back on the infield grass. The 1-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball. It's over the head of the third baseman. The ball game is over, and the Angels come back and win the game on an RBI single by Joe Adell. They are crowning him over at first base. The jersey came off, and the Angels are celebrating. The Gatorade's being poured on them. And Brogdon gets the win. Kasperius gets the loss. And the Padres and the Dodgers are tied for first in the NL West. Oh, my goodness. That's crazy. That's such a crazy walk-off single, too, because the ball bounced over the third baseman's head. If he was playing at a normal depth, that would have been a double play, but obviously they had to play in towards the infield grass to get that runner from third out. That was awesome. This was a little bit bizarre. I threw myself into the fire. That's the Hollywood series. Yep. That's pretty cool. The Angels, they beat the Dodgers again. The Dodgers lose the first 2 games of this series, and they will wrap up their 3-game set tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's just hard to believe. I'm going to pull this up right now. I'm going to pull this up. We're going to look at the NL West standings and see if it updates. Hold up one sec. Let's do that. There it is. Let's go to the standings right now. The standings are right here. Dodgers and Padres. I don't know if you guys can see this. 1 second. I got to turn on the keyboard. We're doing a window capture here. We are. We'll have to pull this thing down. So the Padres and the Dodgers are currently now tied. They did not update it for the NL West, but they are half a game. Well, actually, sorry. Yes, now they're tied with the Dodgers. Time to replay tomorrow, 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We're on at 5. Now we take a look at the wild card standings. well, or sorry, not the wild card. Yeah, the wild card. This is the wild card standings right now. So the Padres, I believe, would actually be the division winners because they would have the tiebreaker against the Dodgers. Maybe not. I guess maybe not because the Dodgers, I think, won the first series and they took that. So the Padres would still technically be in the wild card, the second wild card seed. So they would get that. And the Mets are in third. Mets are in third. So this is the wild card standings. The Reds are 2 games behind the Mets for that third wild card spot. The Cardinals are 4 games behind the Mets for that wild card spot. Remember, the Phillies play the Reds tomorrow. So if the Reds lose and the Mets lose, then the Reds are still 2 games in back of the Mets for that third and wild card spot. The Cardinals are 4 games in back of the New York Mets. They lost today. That was a big loss for them. And the Giants, they're 5.5 behind New York. They're 1.5 behind the Cardinals. They're 3.5 behind the Cincinnati Reds. And only 1 game above the Arizona Diamondbacks. Crazy to think about that. It is. It is wild. But yes, time to see the standings one last time. There it is. The Dodgers and Padres are tied for first in the NL West. And the Phillies, I'll tell you what, the loss from the Dodgers actually helped the Phillies because if the Phillies do want to get that bye, they are 1.5 games above both the Cubs and the Dodgers. But really, it's the Dodgers that matter because the Cubs in their division are not the winners of their division. So, but yes. So it does matter that the Phillies are in second place and they are 1.5 games above the Dodgers and the Padres for that second best record. So they would technically get a bye if the regular season ended today. Good stuff. And then in the American League, tell you this, the Toronto Blue Jays just continue to be red hot. The Mariners, they've now won 8 games in a row. They're tied with the Houston Astros now in the AL West, which has also gotten to be very, very interesting. When you look at the AL West standings, the Mariners and the Astros are tied. So the Mariners, if the regular season ended today, they would actually get the AL West, which is wild to think about too. But yep. All right. And finally, you take a look at the American League wild card standings for them. We'll do that really quickly. The Guardians are 1 game behind the Yankees for that final wild card spot. Okay, there we go. And the Texas Rangers are now 3.5 behind the Yankees for that third and final wild card spot. Interesting stuff. All right. That's going to wrap it up for me. I love you all very, very much. Hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel on the way out. And yeah, I will catch you all on the next one. Crazy win. Crazy win by those Angels. All right. Bye. Laila Tov. Good night. Bye-bye.